Oh, God.
What is it?
Wow. It must have blown a line or something.
What?
I'll bet it's like 2-3 gallons of oil.
Leaked out?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it's like milk colored. So the last time you saw us working on a 977, we actually achieved a pretty big milestone. We got finally one of the machines running. The reason that machine wouldn't run and it was seized up is because the rain cap wasn't on. So a little bit of neglect, but that would have required the machine to have been parked for a long time in order for it to sit there, right? So we're now in the process of trying to figure out why was this machine parked in the first place to put it in a situation where rain could have gotten down the exhaust and locked it up. I'm kind of lucky because literally the day before we started up, I went and picked up the engine out of the K machine that was starting to get scrapped at the junkyard. And this thing is going to give us a lot of clues as to what's probably going on with that other machine, right? It's interesting, there's a sealing ring down there. That's so the oil doesn't come out the flange, or can't. Ooh, water. All right. So there's our housing. The big seal right there. I actually thought more was gonna come off that. So interesting things, there's like a little wear seal right here, and that will ride on this surface. And that is actually what seals your pressure so that, so if that's broken, you could have a massive leak. This seal out here really just seals the oil from the, what weeps to lubricate the bearing. So that's definitely a place to look for our leak we've got going on. All right, so I think I've done about all the recon I can here with this spare torque converter. So basically I'm going to send all the information, all the notes that I have, and my dad is kind of going to start on this job a little bit, just, I think draining some fluids, checking some stuff out for us before I go up, and, hopefully we fix it for good. So enjoy these next few minutes with some great camera work, commentary, whatever, with my dad and whoever he can rope in. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
Okay, today we're back at the 977, the one we got the engine running on. And we got the drive coupler off, or the yoke off. We got the 5 bolts out of the flange to get that seal off because that seal was leaking bad. And we got 2 force-out bolts in there. And we are about to try and get that off. Today, I got Tyler down here with me. A different Tyler. Can you get it? Nothing yet, huh? It's not coming apart yet. Oh, it is. Okay, hold on. I think it's gonna fall right off. Oh, there it is. Oh. Uh-oh. Am I getting oil on you?
No.
Wow. Wow, look at that. Interesting. I wonder if I don't know if that shaft will come out or if it's, I'm gonna leave it in there for now. I need another 1/2 inch. Let me see. Okay, we're finding some broken ring here. Where, you think it was right in there?
Yeah, it was right here.
Right in there, oh, okay. Yep.
But where's the rest of it, though? Did it fall on the ground, hopefully?
I don't know, good question. Well, it can't be inside there, I don't think, maybe.
Checking good with your fingers on the inside. Or the magnet, but I don't think there's anything else in here.
Interesting. We're gonna see if there's water. The fluid's real milky. We're gonna see if there's water in the bottom here. This is gonna be fun. Oh, look at all that water. I gotta try and get can you see that or no?
Yep.
Oh, boy. Look at that. Well, how come there's not very much? That's interesting. Definitely some metal shavings. Can you see that? There's a magnet on the bottom, but probably not too bad, really. Well, I don't know. This might be a disaster. Oh. Wow, no water. Oh, what the?
Not bad again.
Where's all the oil? There's supposed to be oh, look at that. What is that?
That's gross.
There's supposed to be like 20 gallons in here. Well, maybe it just keeps chugging out slowly, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the deal is. No? No, not really.
No, it's slowing down.
What in the world? And it was pouring out the seal, so it never really was overfilled, I bet. Just a seal shot. Well, that's kind of interesting. It's maybe good news, because we thought that there was an oil cooler, a heat exchanger up there on the side of the motor. We thought maybe antifreeze was getting in there, but I don't think so. I think just a seal was shot, was pouring out of there. Maybe 1.5 gallons we took out of the transmission. No, that's the torque converter, and that's out of the transmission. So very little oil, a little bit of water on the bottom of the torque converter. And the radiator up here is still full. Yeah, the radiator level has not gone down. I got the sump screen out. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, here's the left side. Are we getting more water? Look at that water. Jeez, oh Pete. Wow. Yuck. Huh, that was the right side. Not good.
All right, so I made it back. My dad, I think, basically got the fluids drained, got a couple of the screens cleaned. So we got to clean the screens up top quick, and then I think we're gonna put the stuff back together and kind of roll with it. I got some parts. It's a nice early morning. Look, the birds are chirping. We got some filtered sun today from the wildfires. It's gonna be a great day, although we did not have a great night with the kids, so. Spark knock. So I got a new old stock filter. I believe this is for the trans. Dust was free. And then I brought the spares from the other torque converter. And then I found 7 of these rings, I believe new old stock, for the price of 1 essentially. So that's cool too. Yeah, check that out. So today could be the day. We could be driving a 977, even though once again, once we start driving it, there's just a mountain of work left. So, but it runs good, so that's a plus. So we got to take these floor pans off and get in here and clean all this BS up. So let's do that. All right, so I think there's a bunch of stuff under here. Of course, we're gonna have to dig to find it. But we are looking for transmission filter, which is right there. And then I think there's one more screen up here. I think this thing has a working reverse buzzer, which is the last thing anyone wants. I told him to hook up, take it for a ride. So this is my uncle's place here. And he's the one that has a golf cart business, and he sold me my truck. Probably in 2013, he sold me that truck for $1,000. However, it did not look like that, right? It was horrible, and I don't mind, you guys know me, I'll fix something up. I'll put way too much love into it. It's probably a fault of mine, but now it looks great. So every time I bring it up here, he's like, oh man, I'm depressed. I never should have sold you that truck. It looks so great. So it's sorry. Hopefully the old owners of these 977s are depressed too someday, because they're so nice. Yeah, look at that. Boy, that stuff is milky. Do not understand why. All right, so we got that one out. You guys kind of saw that is just filled with, there's like a lot of water in the bottom, and then just more milky oil. So, but we got to clean out good. So I've got some more water out of the system. My dad is going to change that filter for me over there, and then we can take out, there's a screen right down here, I believe. Do you guys see that pop up? Alright, so there's a lot of shavings in there. But
does that come apart?
Yeah, this comes out. Pick that out. Should.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, magnetic screen. Okay. Oh, that should clean up.
Yeah. That's okay. I can use that O-ring, right? Oh, that's the wrong filter.
Oh, no.
Right?
Yes. Oh, wow. Started to collapse it or something?
Yeah. Wow. Oh, well, we could pop the filter out of the other one.
If you want.
Just kind of too big. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at how clean that oil is and that filter is. The good news is I know, because I've driven this machine very little, once we get a motor in this thing, this machine's gonna rip. So, good thing this one's mine, that one's my dad. So that's wrapped up. My dad is over there power washing this guy out. So as soon as he gets that back, I want to cover these up because I don't want junk falling in. And we want to do what we need to do up here first so that we're not dropping like crappy oil all over our workspace down there.
Oh man, a hammer? You're putting that on film? Jesus. It just blows it to the other side. Maybe I'll go fire up the air compressor.
Well, as much as I hate to admit it, I think it's time to go under there. So let's see what the cardboard situation looks like. You guys want to go for a ride? Be my guest. Stupid tree right in the way. So if you guys look, no ring on that one. Let's put a ring on it. All right, so this ring has a nice little like interlocking feature, so I think I can just slip it right over and then lock it on. All right, so that's on. We've got our O-ring there, and our O-ring there. There's still water weeping out of it, but I don't think I'm gonna do anything about that. So, oh, come on. Well, I'm just not convinced that yoke is in all the way. So let's go out and check that other setup and see. I feel like that yoke's got to be in another inch almost, you know. Stupid plug's still leaking. And you know, it just makes it that much worse. That's all right. I might get to drive a 977 today. So I got that back in. I ended up doing it like 3 times because I could pull that yoke out right now and you snap that ring past, and then you really got to have that tail housing kind of loose to wiggle it over that ring. So I think what happens to a lot of people is, you know, like if you run it without that, that yoke will pop out, could pop the seal like we saw, and then when you put it back together, if you don't take your time and do it right, kind of, you'll break that ring. So it's kind of like a whole ecosystem of BS going on in there. But I think we got it. So now it's drive shaft time, which is scary because I think this is going to be the worst. I took one out at the junkyard and that machine we pulled, it was just horrible. So. That should stop bleeding. Got her greased up.
I do. There's 4 greasers. I got them all. Let's see what it's like first, and then. Do you think I'm gonna have to get a strap from the top or a rope and hold it?
You might, but let me see if I can even get the stupid thing in here. I don't. This just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, you got it out.
I did not.
Well, the other one. Look at that.
All right, in hindsight, drive shaft. Not as bad as I thunk it would be. All right, so tragic news. If you look, that is just not right. That's got to be in about a 1/4 inch. So what I chased it down to was, I think, this yoke on the trans. There wasn't a yoke on the trans, and I took it off the K machine at the yard. And so I think this might be wrong, because this part of this drive shaft is supposed to be that way, about a 1/4 inch.
I need to get you like a slider or two or something, or a sandwich from Arby's, or a water, a Jamocha shake.
Oh, shoot. That whole shaft moves? Or what? Oh. Well, this is also equally freaking hilarious. Ah. Man. So the whole story is, when we bought this machine... Oh, let me try one more time. So the whole story is, when we bought this machine, you can look in the video where we actually moved them off a trailer. The Case 450 towed this thing. No one's business, right? The other one was hard to move. It turns out we get in here and we look. There's no drive shaft in this machine, right? It's just gone. So I think that's kind of weird, whatever. So I went and took the parts off the K machine at the junkyard, and we were just going to swap those over. Not a big deal. We started it. There was no drive shaft in it, and it was leaking everywhere, like you guys saw. So we thought, well, shoot, actually, it's probably leaking from where there's no yoke in here. Fair assessment, right? So I went and I just threw the yoke on here. Didn't check anything. Well, can you guys tell me how good this would work with no freaking seal in there? Oh yeah, that definitely goes in. Okay. So I don't have the wrong part, I just don't have it in the right... Should come out now. Watch. Yep, see that? So it just need to be out, I guess. And what will stop that from moving in during operation, I really don't know.
Let me check these bolts. I think I tightened them, unless I got distracted. Somebody may have distracted.
Yeah, that's happened before. All right, so now I want to see if this will come out. And it will. See that? All right. Sweet. So that's probably about where we want it, actually.
Oh, I did get distracted.
All right, so I just about got her home. And already you can see that is exactly what we're looking for. So before, there's like a witness mark through, and that wasn't gonna work right. So in this, I went and looked at the other machine, This is what we want to see. So sweet. Big time. And then it's going down, I think.
I got a smaller pipe wrench you need. That's too awkward. Huh?
It's just finger tight. Should work for a funnel, right? Oh, this stuff's heavy. All right, so we're just running cheap stuff because you guys saw there's still a ton of water in there, so we don't want to put in the expensive cat fluid. That stuff's like upwards of maybe 100, 125 for a 5-gallon pail. So we're gonna put cheap stuff in it, and then we'll end up draining it and replacing it all if in fact everything works. And then that's also why I didn't care about the filter, right? So we got a lot of maintenance to do on this thing still. There's a little bit of play in that transmission shaft.
What do you mean?
Just when I was tightening it up, I could see it was like...
Meaning the spline?
Yeah, like the yoke is moving.
Between the yoke and the shaft?
No, probably just the yoke. That probably means the shaft is, you know.
The shaft is worn or the yoke or both?
No, or the bearing in there could be worn.
Oh, the bearing.
Or I'm hoping in my head, I'm like, God, I hope there wasn't a race that's missing in there, you know. I put that back together, but we'll see. So.
There.
What do you think? I'm nervous.
No idea.
Man, I feel like I just ate 2 Arby's sliders and a piece of pizza.
One slider too many?
Yeah. You think I gotta give it more throttle?
You think I gotta move my truck?
No, you need a new one anyways.
Wow. Yeah. You pulled it all the way back and then forward.
They should probably be playing from the red tees. Yeah, it still says add 2, but
It should be good enough to try.
I think that's good enough to try.
20 gallons.
Get this stuff off here.
Oh, look at it!
Oh, God.
What blue?
Sorry.
I got it. Oh my God. What's seal blue?
All right. We kind of missed the action shot. Holy cow.
You got it on, yeah, there. What blue?
It
on
looked
there?
like it was flowing straight out of that stupid.
Out
Oh
of
yeah,
what?
look, it just slid out again.
It's.
Yeah, I can tell from here. See that?
Yeah.
Oh, it blew the seal out.
Oh boy.
And it slid out.
But what happened first?
Yeah, we can look at the
So-
parts book right now.
So what happened is the
That.
it got the ring.
It got past that.
It got past the ring and it blew
as
the
soon as it
seal.
gets past that, it just blows
Yeah,
the
yeah,
seal.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. We know now, I guess. But
Yeah, but it can't float like that.
no, it cannot. Man, I think we were the highlight of those guys' day. When we revved it, I was putting the seat down and it caught the throttle, and we just revved it wide open. Right, I literally think it was in his backswing. He was like addressing the ball. You're gonna return customer.
Why don't? Here's what we need to do. We need to go underneath the other one and
Yeah,
see
we
if
can
it
do
slides
that.
back and forth. Then we need to go look at the book.
All right, so we gotta check if this one moves. And it does a little bit. Boy, but not much. Not like the other one. So it appears. See, that's how I can bump that in. So we're missing something in there. That is why that shaft is allowed to go towards the back of the machine into the transmission so much. And when it does that, it's pulling that apart just exactly like we said, right? So probably taking that one on the chin. Burned a day working on it, I think, but I think we're learning now. You eating grass today? Huh? Did you go for a run? Where's your sister? Boys only today, huh? All right, so it has been about a week. Took some time to reflect, work the 9 to 5, things like that. And I think we have both some good news and some bad news today. So good news is it's an absolutely beautiful morning, as you guys saw. There's no one out there. The sun isn't hitting me yet. Maybe like 68 degrees or something. Amazing. I've got my coffee. Good day to work on stuff. So the bad news is I think the trans is coming out. And it's going to be a lot easier for me just to go under there and show you guys why. So let's go take a look. All right, well, before we do anything, I got to dig that seal out. I regret that I put that in there now. All right, so that was super fun. But victory. Whew. I think I've been here for an hour. So here's the problem that we have. So let's see how that will move. Not only in and out, but also up and down. So, all right, I think I found the problem, and I think it's not good news, right? So if you look way back there, you see a ball bearing, but I believe right here and right here. our bearing races, and there's supposed to be rollers in here. So there is just no outside bearing in this beast. So let me go show you guys the parts diagram quick. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. We've got yoke, seal, spacer, and there's a circlip that holds the outer race in, and that's the inner race. So there's a roller bearing, straight roller bearing there, as you see. And what we were looking at, the bearing, is a ball bearing. And that ball bearing is way back behind that bearing. So I'm pretty sure that that entire bearing race cage is gone, which means we're just completely missing like half the support in that thing, right? So trans got to come out. Kind of hit a high point when this thing started up. We thought maybe that was just why it was parked, blew Driveshaft or something. Turns out it was probably parked for a pretty good reason, and that's why it's set. That's why water got down the exhaust, and now we're just kind of busy undoing that. So I think I need to change my philosophy from, you know, buying machines from a scrapyard to buying machines as they ran when parked, right? So I'm gonna get going on pulling this trans out. It'll probably be really long and painful, but we'll make it look super easy to you guys. So, all right, so it's maybe a month later, and I'm back. Today might be the day we get the trans out. So my dad's actually been kind of chipping away at this. He's done a pretty good job. He's got a lot of the big stuff done. So he had a couple young kids. They took the grill off so we can power wash it, and then they did power wash a bunch of this stuff. I know we still have a long ways to go, but it's much better. So they took off like the controls, you know, the seat, a bunch of stuff over there. So really all I've got today is I've got some lines, this big pump I've got to take off. So I think we're gonna dive right into it. It's pretty early. He's working yet for a little bit. So let's get this stuff taken off, and then maybe when we get some help, we can lift the trans out. It's actually nice. It opened up pretty well in here, so that's good. The dirt. He's been like floating around. I don't think he even sees my truck. Hey! What's going on? Yeah! Stupid 12-point. I don't have 12-point sockets. Oh. There we go. I think this hydraulic pump weighs about 100 pounds. Boy. Alright, so it's these big guys. So it is 1.8" bolt. This is quite literally might be impossible. Oh no, okay. There we go. Oh, yeah, see? That one's tough. All right. Does anyone know how to add a third wrench? Oh. Hey. So you can see it's starting to separate a little bit right up there. So I'm going to leave that one on just because I don't want to send anything, but she definitely is off. I don't think I want to take that out because I think we're going to be fighting that sleeve, so we'll just take out all 16 bolts.
So taking out one bolt, that'd be, what's more fun than taking out 4 bolts? 16 bolts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're
all
wasting
right.
your time for that.
I think it might pipe.
Ah, you'll just break it.
Ah, all right. Now we can abuse this. Oh, wow, that actually came loose pretty easy. Oh, days. I might need to get a wrench on the top side of that one. Holy shit. Yeah, you gotta pull. Oh, there it goes. All right, let's see. And then... Oh, shit. No, you almost got it. Here, let's put the pipe on it. All right, we got the ROPS bolts out. That was fun, but we have a big effing problem right now. And it's frustrating. So we kind of went on a limb and bought these two machines, right? The thing that no one tells you about buying these machines is that you need machines to work on them. You guys know the story. You know, back in 1990, they had all kinds of machines here, but since then, we're not building golf courses anymore, so we don't need them. So they've either been sold off or sitting, right? So like the Michigan was sitting and we got that running. That was our plan for not only pulling the transmission on this machine, we needed to get the ROPS off, we needed to get the transmission out, but that's also our plan to get the engine out of this machine. And that thing just needs major surgery, right? So we've been working on these all summer, and now we're to like kind of a culmination point where literally the next steps on both of these require like a payloader or a SkyTrack or a forklift or something. And we could get someone out to do that for us, but that just doesn't make financial sense for us, right? I mean, we're not doing this as a business, we're doing it as a hobby. You know, depending on the support from you guys, one day it could become a business. But today, that's just not where we're at. So I wanted to end this video on a super high note of pulling the trans out and achieving victory, right? You know, kind of avenging why this thing was parked, but that's not happening today, guys. This ROPS, I think my dad was measuring it. It's like 12 foot or something to the top, and it's got to come up probably another foot or something to get out of here. Maybe if you went over and back. So the Kubota lifts 9 feet. The Kubota is nowhere near, right? The Michigan's honestly probably going to be a stretch. And then the trans, like, we're ready to go. I got eye bolts. I got a sling in the back of the truck. You can see there's 3 spots for eye bolts on there. It goes back and up. It's maybe 1,200 pounds, so it's a beast. But it literally has to come like up to here. It has to move up maybe 5 feet before we can get it out. So we're gonna have to start here and then go up another 5 feet to get the trans out. And once again, so even if we got the ROPS off, the Kubota won't take that off. So everything we own is broke. Probably not the best way to go about business, but it is what it is. Don't forget, we've got merch. We're doing a limited time run for this shirt to kind of commemorate saving these 977s. And hopefully inspire you guys to go out and save some old iron yourself. So $30, link is in the description of the video. I'll put in a pinned comment too, so you guys should be able to find it easily. And like I said before, it really goes a long way to help us out, and you're helping out me and my family, my dogs, my wife, my kids, you know, not someone in a high rise somewhere, someone behind a computer screen somewhere. So we really do appreciate it for all you guys do for us. So thanks for watching. That's it. Talk to you. All right, so I have one more stupid idea.
What's that?
What if we just transport it up there? We could.
Yeah, but not without the water pump.
No, but we could probably get the ROPS off and the trans out
We
without
probably could.
fixing the torque converter.
Even if it
I don't
took
know.
us 2 tries.
Yeah, even if we had to do it in 5-minute bursts, I'm not sure that we actually need to fix that. So it's possible. But I'll be back next weekend, so we're gonna run some tests next weekend and kind of see what we got. I gotta dive in and get some supplies and stuff.